Hello, welcome to the SVRD 2018 How to Conduct Nonpartisan Voter Registration training. In today's training, we will go through the do's and don'ts of nonpartisan voter registration, upcoming election dates, and the voter registration form. When conducting nonpartisan voter registration, it is important to keep in mind several things you should and should not do. Do remind students that they must be registered 25 days before an election in order to vote. Offer to help the applicant fill out the registration form. Let the applicant know they will receive confirmation from the Board of Elections in 3 to 6 weeks. Let the applicant know voter forms are available in English, Spanish, Chinese, Korean, and Bengali. Inform the students that they can choose to fill out the optional organ donor card attached to their form. Do not influence an applicant's party enrollment choice. Do not make statements supporting or opposing a political candidate, party, or PAC. And do not sign any voter registration form other than your own. We have 3 upcoming elections in New York this year. The federal primary election will take place on Tuesday, June 26th. The state primary election will take place on Thursday, September 13th. And the general election will take place on Tuesday, November 6th. It is very important to go over who can register and who cannot. You must be a U.S. citizen who will be 18 by the end of the calendar year in order to register. If a student is an immigrant New Yorker, they can vote if they became a citizen by naturalization or a U.S. citizen born in Puerto Rico or other U.S. territory. They cannot vote if they applied for naturalization but have not yet completed the process, if they have a green card or have a visa, other form of immigration status, or no immigration status. We will now go through the voter registration form. It is very important that you check each form to make sure all required parts are filled out. I will go through and let you know which parts are required. Sections 1 and 2 are required parts. You must be a citizen in order to register to vote. You may register to vote at age 17 as long as you will be 18 by the end of the year. You may only vote in an election if you are 18 on election day. Please remind the students to write legibly. Their name must match the name on their ID. Section 3 is required and Section 4 is required. Sections 5, 6, and 7 are not required. However, writing your phone number and/or email, while not required, allows the Board of Elections to contact you if there are any problems with your registration form. Students can write the address where they live in Box 8. To receive mail at a different address, they would write into Box 9. Box 8 is required and Box 9 is required if you want to receive mail in a different address. If a student is in temporary housing, they can write a location where they can be found as the address where they live. Write an address of a shelter, a P.O. box, or a family member's address as the address where they receive mail. Their voter card will be sent to this address, and they will be assigned a poll site according to the address where they live. Most students will not need to worry about Sections 10, 11, and 12. If they are updating their voter registration, this information will help the Board of Elections locate their voting record, but it is not required. Section 13 is required. They should provide either a New York State ID number or the last 4 digits of their Social Security. Please note that a New York City ID does not count as the New York State ID number. If they do not have either, they can check the 3rd box. This will mean that the first time they vote, they will need to present one of the following forms of identification at the poll site: a photo ID or proof of address, such as an electric or gas bill that shows their name and address. Section 14 is also required. They can choose one of the parties listed, write in the name of a party, or choose not to enroll in any party. Please let the students know that they must enroll in one of the listed parties to vote in that party's primary election. Also note that they may change their party enrollment by completing this form again before the general election registration deadline. However, the change will not take effect until the following year. Some students may be unsure of which party they would like to enroll in. Please refrain from providing descriptions, as this could be partisan. You may provide factual information if the students ask, such as if a student asks about a party affiliation of a known political figure, you may provide that information. Section 15 is optional. Many students will be going away to college. This means they will have the choice of voting either in New York or in the town where their school is at. If they decide to vote in New York, they will need to apply for an absentee ballot. They can request a ballot be sent to them by checking the box in Section 15. If the student will be 18 on Election Day, they can check, "I would like to be an Election Day worker." Please have students read the terms of the affidavit carefully and sign a date to validate their form. As you collect forms from students, it is very important that you review each voter registration form and make sure that all of the required fields are filled out, that it is legible, and that it is signed and dated. You may hand out I registered to vote stickers and answer any questions. If you have any further questions regarding nonpartisan voter registration, please review the voter FAQs available in the SVRD resource guide, or contact Summer Griffin at sgriffin@nyccfb.info or by phone at 212-409-1844. Thank you for participating in SVRD.